Hi everybody, hello, Mr. Justin here at the Hernando County Public Library System, and thank you so much for joining us for our very first craft video. Now if you joined us for our story time this week, you know that we read all about frogs, and so our first craft is going to be a frog puppet. So you can come to your local library and pick up the little packet while supplies last, and we can go ahead and give you the stuff that you can follow along and make your own frog puppet. And if we're out or you can't make it to the library, you might have a lot of the stuff at home too, and you can even color pages, and then you can make your own puppet that way too. And there's a lot of different things that you can kind of change in order to make the puppet your own. But this is what we're going to do today. So the first thing we're going to do is take our green piece of paper, and we're going to fold it, but not all the way. We're going to leave a little bit open. So it almost looks like an envelope, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a straight line either. So we're going to crease that, and it's going to look a little bit like that. And so you have this little tab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that tab down, just because I know that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to put it back up, but here's what I'm going to do. The couple things that you're going to need for this craft that aren't in the bag is you'll need a glue stick, glue or tape, and a black marker, black crayon, black pen. So you're going to take your glue, and we're going to glue the tab that was created, and then we're going to fold that down, and it's going to stay folded up. So here's what we got. We now have a rectangle. We have a rectangle, and I'm going to just crease the edges. Very good. But we don't want this part visible right here, so I'm going to turn it over, and we are going to put our rectangle in half. We're going to bend our rectangle in half so that the fold is now visible again. Again, I always like to make sure my creases are done. And so this is what we've got right now. And what we're going to do is we now have two different flaps. We're going to take the top flap and we're going to bend it up to meet the edge and fold those creases. So now we're left with, almost looks like a chair. We're left with this part, and this part's still straight up, but we're going to bend this down also to the edge. So now we have a smaller triangle, and it almost looks like the letter M or the letter W, either way. And what we have now is, if you go to this side, you can see that the top and the bottom both open up to have little holes, and you can put your fingers in there, and there is the base of our puppet. But uh-oh, what's our puppet missing? Our puppet's missing several things right now, right? So let's go ahead and add those things. The first thing we are going to do is we're going to go into the bag, and we're going to get the little green circles. Should have 2 of those in your bag. And the googly eyes. You should have 2 googly eyes in your bag also. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the back of a googly eye with my glue stick. I'm also going to put a little bit of glue onto the circle, and I'm going to put the eyeball on kind of the top part of the circle, because we're going to end up bending that down when we glue it onto the frog. So you want to make sure it's kind of on the top part of the circle, just like that. And then I'm going to go to my other circle, and we're going to put glue onto the eyeball, the googly eye. And I'm going to put it again on the top part of the green circle. We're going to put it on top of here and let this just dry just for a couple minutes. And there we go. Again, put it on the top part of the green circle, because we're going to be bending this part in just a minute. While those dry, let's go ahead and do our little nose. So you're going to take your marker. We've got our frog right here, and this part's going to be the front and top of the frog. So I'm just going to put a couple little circles there and color them in. I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. It's going to look like that. And so that's going to be kind of your nose for the frog. And let's go ahead and get the tongue out, because what does the frog use its tongue for? Catching flies, right, when it's hungry. So I'm going to take my little pen again. I'm going to put it on one edge of the tongue, and we're just going to roll it up part of the way just so we get that kind of rolled up tongue look. And we got right there. There we go. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the edge of the tongue. And I'm going to put it into the frog's mouth. And there we go. There's our little tongue right there. You can play around with the way it kind of rolls a little bit too. And we are almost done with our frog. But what are we missing? We need to add the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and take our first circle and I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it back so we are left with a little tab. And I'm going to glue that. And I'm going to put it on top of the frog's head. Oops. Fold it back a little bit to let it kind of dry. There we go. What are we missing now? We're missing the second eye. So once again, we're going to grab our second green circle. I'm going to fold back a tab a little bit, just like that. I'm going to glue that. And just like the first one, we're going to put it on top of the frog's head. I like to push it back there a little bit, oops, just to get it to stick and dry. And again, you just need a couple minutes for it to kind of dry and for it to settle. And there is the frog puppet. There we go. We got both of my frog puppets. And again, if you want to do the craft along with us, you can pick up the bag at your local library while supplies last. Or if you have the supplies at home, you can go ahead and gather those and you can do the little frog puppet with us. And there we go. Again, what sound does a frog make? A frog goes, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. So there we go. So that's our fun little frog puppet craft. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with another craft, and we'll see you then. Bye.